Hey, it's me, Brian. Look at there. I still got half a pre-roll from the dispensary. And check this out. I got some new glasses from the store. And saying they got the plate, the tint, the fancy blue tint, you know what I'm saying? They look yellow, but it blocks the blue light when you're staring at your phone and your laptop and your computer screen. But I'm saying it's supposed to make your eyes, not hurt so much. But mine are pretty old, vision shot. But today, Oktoberfest. Today I figured, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've made this video before. I think there's like 10 of them, some, in the list somewhere. I've, challenged the haters and everybody else. But I don't think I ever made this video. I never talked about the haters, the mindset of the hater. Well, I might have, but I don't exactly. So we're gonna redo it. Anyways, let's. I mean, there are different types of haters. But I wanted to deal specifically, right, with the ghost hater. Gmail named them, right? Internet ghosts, right? The ghost hater, right? Now, mind you, leave a comment, you know what I'm saying, after you watch this video and tell me how close you think I really am, right, on this analysis. For the most part, the majority of the internet ghost haters, right, are young people, right, between the ages of, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, up to like 23, 24. I would say a good, 40 to 50%, right, would fall within this age bracket. The remainder, the other half, right, are spread over a wide, age range, demographic, right, but usually, by the time people are in their, 40s, right, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, sometimes almost 50, right, they finally get it. They finally get a clue, right, because they they've been through enough shit already, that they found, a few answers to the riddles of life, and they finally got a clue as to how they're supposed to present themselves and what's really important, you know what I'm saying, and, in life. Oh, this is a good one. Nose blast. Let's set him down for a second. Right? Now, the young people, right, in my estimation, now mind you, I'm no, professional psychiatrist, or a personal counselor or a life coach or nobody. I'm just a dumb old fucking hillbilly, that eats children for lunch. Right? The vast majority of these young people are acting out, right? From a traumatic experience they had when they were, younger. It could have been yesterday. I mean, and this, I've learned this from dealing with people with PTSD and my own PTSD. You know what I'm saying? That once you flash, once your episode begins, you are, reliving that experience over in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the trigger was that triggered you, boom. I used to have this friend when I lived in Tucson, a lifetime ago when I was married. His name was Geronimo. Right? And he was a Vietnam veteran. He was a combat veteran. Geronimo, he was a Marine. I mean, them dudes did some shit. Right? Well, Geronimo was a great guy. He really was. You know what I'm saying? But when he flashed, when he triggered, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it was as simple as driving by a Vietnamese restaurant in Tucson, right? Because we were tow truck drivers. We worked together. Right? When he flashed, he instantly returned to the jungle, to Vietnam, right? You know what I'm saying? To wherever he was. And from that point forward, until he got either talked down or the episode worked its way, you know what I'm saying, and he came back down on his own, right, he was there. Now, for the most part, these ghost haters, you know what I'm saying, they had some type of traumatic experience, whether they were, molested, right, beat up, you know what I'm saying, yelled at, psychologically abused, right? It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, whatever that traumatic experience was when they were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, you know what I'm saying, coupled, right, you know what I'm saying, with this set of skills, right? Because of that episode, they applied themselves and they became smart. Unknown, right, to themselves that all human beings have, right, the potential to be smart. Right? Intelligence is nothing more than the ability to recall learned information, right, in the blink of an eye. That's all it is. Your brain at this point is not, intelligent is an SD card. Right? You know what I'm saying? But their persona, right? You know what I'm saying? Their id, you know what I'm saying? You got three people in your head. You got your parent, you got your child, you got the id. Id is you. Right? You know what I'm saying? Their persona was warped, right, by the viewpoint, you know what I'm saying, of that intelligence. Because now they know too much. I mean, there's this old saying that somebody with a little bit of intelligence is an idiot or a genius. Right? You know what I'm saying? They applied themselves and they found their outlet. You know what I'm saying? Their creative outlet was the machine, the computer. Right? And now they think, they're still young, 14, 15, 18, 22 years old. They have no life experience other than their traumatic experience. You know what I'm saying? That gives them direction, you know what I'm saying, on which way they should go and what kind of choices that they should make that makes their life better. They don't have this. Right? Empathy, zero. Compassion, zero. You know what I'm saying? All of that was beat out of them or abused out of them or psychologically trained out of them. You know what I'm saying? Right? They don't care. Right? The only thing they care about is their worldview, that narrow little, you know what I'm saying, view through the screen of the box. You know what I'm saying? What they like and what they don't like. And then when they find some people that are of like mind, this is a natural human response, right? You know what I'm saying? They tend to, because they agree with what these other idiots are saying, you know what I'm saying? They formulate their own worldview, right? With this little bit and that little bit, you know what I'm saying? This, that, whatever. It's like back in the day in the 60s and the 70s. You know what I'm saying? All the college kids, all the youngsters, all the hippies. They were taking pieces of the Eastern religions and the Mediterranean religions, you know what I'm saying, and the Christian religions, right? It's just a little tiny bit from the Judeo, religions, right? And they were trying to find all of the high points, you know what I'm saying, so that they could formulate their own version of what's real and what's not real, right? Not ever taking into account, right, the effect that it would have, you know what I'm saying, on the way that, eventually as they grew into an adult, they would think. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have any heroes, right? This is why. Because they were so afraid at the point of their traumatic experience that they didn't fight back. There was no hero there to save them. So now, 17, 22 years later, what's the sense in believing in heroes when there was nobody there to save me? And they never built inside the ability to be their own hero. Dude, I've had a lot of traumatic experiences, right? Remember, I went to prison when I was young and sat in county jail for 2 years before that, right? Till they sent me to prison. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate. I'm not going to say lucky because it's not true. I was fortunate, right? You know what I'm saying? That my Uncle Eddie was already there and he's never getting out. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't guide me. He schooled me. He pounded it in the back of my head and all the other fellas pounded on my head. I have all the right marks. I've earned my bones. I've done my deeds. Right? I have respect in the world of the people that know me, right? That trust me, that love me, right? Because I'm a real person. See, this is the the product of no empathy, no compassion, right? You know what I'm saying? They have no respect for themselves because they're always fighting, you know what I'm saying, for respect. You can't disrespect me, bro. I don't let you. You know why? Because in order for you to disrespect me, you first have to have respect for yourself. One of those lessons I learned in prison. All right. Now, are they ever going to change? No. And if they, and here's the standard line. If they do change, they'll get worse. No, they won't. Right? Because they'll never recognize the fact that their thinking is wrong. That what they know is only half true. That what they believe, they made up themselves. There's no sense of personal loyalty because they don't care. They don't even care about themselves. Look, they hide. Right? They make up these fantastic, weird, crazy, personas of anime characters, for playing their video games, you know what I'm saying? Because they have control of their environment. They have control of the outcome of the game, unless they accidentally get killed by the dude around the corner cheating, because they all play online games, and they all cheat, right? But they always come out on top in their own way. You and me, those of you out there that are real, right? You and me, right? We know something that was pounded into us just simply by living day after day after day until this day right here. The experiences that you gained as you walked every one of those days, right? Tells us, you know what I'm saying? That we create our own reality. But around that is material reality. God's grace. Right? You know what I'm saying? You don't let no wild hilly-nilly thoughts, interrupt you and corrupt your day. You stay focused and you move forward on what it is you're supposed to do. Right? It's 3:30 in the afternoon and I'm just barely sitting down to do the morning video. Why? Because we've been gone for 3 or 4 days. Right? I have to catch up on all the chores. Then I got to move forward. I still got to move 4 bags of pellets into the house for the stove. I had to do all my chores out in the outback. I had to feed the kitties. I had to take care of Teresa. I had to do the laundry. I have worked my butt off, right, since I woke up this morning at 6:30. Right? I'm barely smoking the other half of my first killer-ass bomber, right, and enjoying my first beer. And I still have work to do. Right? I don't have time for fantasy. I don't have time for made-up bullshit. I don't have time for haters. Right? Because they don't live inside of my world. Right? I don't care what they say. You know why? This is why. Because half of what they're saying is probably not true. And the other half, you guessed it, either they made it up themselves or they listened to somebody else tell them what they made up. Right? And now, you understand, the sword of truth is their weapon. Because all the way back in the beginning, right, they didn't stand up for themselves to begin with. But I don't hold that against them because that is the direct fault of their parents. Their parents were probably bitches too. Right? And their parents. Right? And say, no, this is not genetic. This is learned behavior. Without guidance, without direction, without meaning. Right? I don't care what they say. You can't stop me. Huh? You can't slow me down. You don't scare me. You don't intimidate me. You know what? I caught up to a couple of haters in Phoenix. Right? I will be here long after Johnny Sniper, you know what I'm saying, runs his course and finally gets banned. Or enough people get fed up with him, you know what I'm saying, that they just cut him off and fucking block him, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately, right, he's going to say the right thing to the wrong person out there, in the real world, right? And he's going to be hard pressed to come out of it breathing. Can't hurt me. Right? I've been punished my whole life for something that I didn't even do. You understand? I've been punished my whole life. You understand? By idiots like this. You understand? Because they think they're right. They think they know when they don't know anything. You don't know anything about me. Right? How do you know that shit that's up there on the internet is fake anyway or not? You understand? Some idiot comment no longer available. Right? That's one yesterday. They said, hey, dude, you've been outed. There's a video on the internet about you. There's 2,709 videos right here on my own channel about me. Well, I'm not afraid. You can't hurt me. Even if you walked in the shed door right now, you couldn't hurt me. Can you fix this? No. Because you know, when they attack, they expect a response. An immediate, saying, oh my God, I'm scared. Oh, they're going to tell on me. Well, you know what? They're rats anyway. You got to keep that in mind. You understand? Right? I'm saying, I don't tolerate rats very well. You know what I'm saying? I've got a history. No. But they expect you to react the way they reacted whenever they had their traumatic experience. Right? You understand? And mind you, the vast majority of their victims do react this way. This is why I only have haters that visit me for a little while. Right? It's because I don't react the way they want me to. Right? I get, I get a little angry. You understand? But I leave the shit up there just to prove to them that I'm not afraid. And then after a few days, a week or so, I'll respond to a few of the more stupider comments. And then I'll fucking delete the rest, and then block them. That's my pattern. A lot of you that have been watching me for years know this because you have been through this before with me. And I pretty much responded the same way every time. I'm not afraid. Right? The only person that can hurt me, you know what I'm saying, is me. Right? The only person, that can force me to fucking quit or give in or give up, you know what I'm saying, right, is me. Right? The only person, that gets to choose which direction I go today, you know what I'm saying, for the rest of my life, as long as I'm breathing air till I go to my glory, right, is me. Right? You know what I'm saying? If you're a hater, right, you got something derogatory to say, you know what I'm saying, you're brave enough to fucking walk in my fucking shed door right here, sit down, have a discussion with me and find out what the real truth is, right, come on. Right? Otherwise, right, you're going to post your hate. I'm going to let it sit there for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to respond to some of the more stupid comments. Because I'm going to let my viewers have their chance. Because a lot of them know the truth. And even more of them don't really care. Right? Because what we're talking about here, right, happened almost 45 years ago. Right? And they were haters then. That's why it happened. The more, right? The more afraid you are of what they potentially might do, right? The more they feel satisfied. The more they convince themselves that they did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And the more that they're going to fucking crow like a mad chicken, you know what I'm saying, that they laid an egg because they made a fool out of you. Right? You know what? You can't make me look any more dumber than I made myself. Right? There is no combat for this. There's no way to fight back, right? The only thing that you can do as an individual, if this happens to you, or if it's happening to you wherever you live at, in your workplace, or with some of your friends, or your family's treating you bad, or you just know somebody like this that's a piece of crap. You know what I'm saying? Take solace in this note. Right? Doesn't matter. Right? You want to turn them off? Ignore them. Right? You want them to shut the fuck up? Don't respond to their foolishness. Right? You want to really get to them? Get under their skin like they get under your skin? Right? Then calmly respond to them with some bullshit of your own. You know what I'm saying? That'll make them stop and think for a second. Right? If you're real, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're bullshitting, or you know what I'm saying? Right? Make them afraid again. Right? Because you're never going to win. But they lose every time they fucking open their mouth. Satan loves people like that. You know what I'm saying? He's working, using them. Right? That's how it goes, people. Right? You know what I'm I said yesterday in my post, Satan can't count the fucking worthless souls he has. You know what I'm saying? Because of this. This is me, Brian. Right, please like and subscribe, share this video if you think it's worth other people knowing about. You know what I'm saying? And maybe to help them solve their problems. You know what I'm saying? With idiots themselves.